reason I love the Church of the Holy Trinity is because it's a very friendly church. One day I was asked to read the lesson.
From the letter of Paul to the Galatians.
I was thrilled to do it. I got up and did it, and I've been doing it ever since, so I must have been reading for, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. Father Stimson, at the moment, the present vicar, is extremely kind, and he gives wonderful sermons, which I love listening to every week. They're very learned, and he includes geography and little side stories, and which makes it all very interesting.
The gospel reading basically talks about a woman who comes in. I mean, as you're reading this, it's hard to imagine, but in the time of Jesus, he would wear a sandal. And
it gives me an opportunity to take sort of ancient readings that most people have no understanding of and to make them kind of come to life. And so the sermon time is a conversational piece between the audience, between those coming to church and myself. The Holy Trinity Church is historically very significant, being the oldest church in Spring Lake. But more important than that, it's a church that I find is very friendly and warm and welcoming. When we made a brochure about it, we even said, to be funny, it was flip-flop friendly, which is exactly really what it is. You can come without getting all dressed up and still enjoy a wonderful service. It's not only for those who vacation in this area, it's also for those who would like to be married in this area. People who have sometimes fallen away from church are reconnected with church through a very personal, caring, committed service of matrimony.
We happened upon Holy Trinity and were expecting it perhaps to be a little exclusive and stuffy, and found it to be just the opposite. Also found it to be a beautiful, peaceful place with wonderful history. People come here and I think they get sucked in. They come as visitors because we're not a parish. The church just sucks them in. As we got involved, we realized that there was so much that needed to be done in order to preserve this beautiful, wonderful place for future generations. It was in pretty bad shape.
The place doesn't stay the way it is just by the will of God. It takes efforts on our part. We're now at a point where we face our biggest challenge. The roof that's 130 years old, a slate roof, needs to be replaced. There's been first aid work done on it over the years, but the slate needs to be replaced. To do the work is going to require us to raise a lot of money. We are launching this campaign with a concert here, an organ concert. It will be followed immediately by a cocktail party at Benny and Rob Hoffman's house.
I was born then, but
there's another one that's really good that's over there. I really didn't like it, but I wanted the diplomat to be.
It's a wonderful, friendly congregation and a beautiful historic building. The acoustic in here is fantastic. The pipe organ itself is a historical instrument. It's from 1904. It's one of the oldest unrestored pipe organs in Monmouth County. It was originally powered by water before electricity was hooked up to this building, and it was finally electrified, I guess, in the 1920s or 1930s. It sounds wonderful in the space. The service here is very musical. I like to play the hymns that are part of the service, music during communion. I feel that music's a very nice way to deepen people's spiritual connection. As they're sitting in church, the music helps them to meditate and helps them to calm their minds, make the most of their time here every week.
It is a very valuable piece of this little community's history and the history of our county and state. And it represents a community of people coming together in the late 1800s and buying property and deciding that they wanted to have a place to worship when they were away from home during the summer. A group of people came together to save the church and save its beauty. One of the purposes of the things that we do today is to invite the community into things like Christmas and holiday celebrations, because we feel that we would like it to be a much greater center of the community, and we would like to build on that aspect.
It's a special place. It's a God-driven place, and it's a beautiful place, and we're all very fortunate to have it here in Spring Lake.